boy Killer Cam Friend coming back at you with another Madden 23 banger, and today we're going to be going over the abilities that you absolutely need to be using in Madden 23. I know a lot of you guys are a little bit more veteran Madden players and you guys know a lot about the abilities in this game, but there might be something in here for everybody, so don't click off just yet because there are some little hidden gems in here that you might not know about that could take your gameplay to the next level. Let's hop right into this after a quick word from our sponsor. If you're in need of MUT coins, we got you covered. Head down to my sponsor, AOEAH.com, for the cheapest, fastest, and most reliable MUT coins in the game. Don't forget to use discount code CAM for an additional 3% off. Link is in the description. Alright, we're in Ultimate Team. That's the best place to showcase abilities because literally everybody has them. So, starting out with offensive line abilities. The offensive line abilities are kind of like whatever. If you guys don't know, in Ultimate Team, if you guys are regs players or whatever, you have a certain amount of ability points. AP is what they call it in Madden Ultimate Team, and certain abilities cost a different amount of ability points. Some players get them for cheaper, some players get them for free. Depending on the abilities, there are discounted abilities for like literally everything. But the most important ability, I think, on the offensive line to start out with is probably Edge Protector or Secure Protector. Secure Protector is very, very good. It's going to stop pretty much any dominant edge moves. As we see, stronger protection versus quick block shed moves. That's in the run and the pass game, so that's going to stop things like inside stuff, edge threat, double or nothing, any of those really OP run stopping or pass rushing abilities. Secure Protector, very, very good, but I chose to go with Edge Protector on both sides because Andrew Wiley here gets it for 1 AP, and then Teron Armstead over here gets Edge Protector for 0 AP, which is really, really overpowered. He also gets Secure Protector for 1 AP. Chose not to go with that. He does get some other abilities here. Really, other abilities on your offensive line are completely up to you. Post Up is a good one. Secure Protector is probably the best offensive line ability. Creed Humphrey here gets Identifier for free, which is going to basically show you who your opponent is using, which means like basically whoever they're clicked onto on defense is going to show you exactly who they're clicked onto at any particular point in time. So if they're switching around their user a lot, it's going to show you exactly where they're at. But I think the most important, by far the most important offensive line ability in the game is Edge Protector / Secure Protector. You need to have them on both of your tackles. You don't want to put it on your guard. You can put Secure Protector on your guard because it will help in the run game and with any kind of quick block sheds. But on your tackles, you need Edge Protector / Secure Protector, or else you're going to get dominated in the pass rush game. Let's move on to our next set of abilities, which are going to be wide receiver abilities / tight end. The best man-beating abilities, the abilities that are going to help you beat man coverage the best by far are going to be Route Tech and Short in Elite. Short and Elite, what it says it does is it gives you better cut. It says improve catching on short passes outside the numbers. What it's going to do is it's going to give you, that's Short out Elite, sorry. Quicker cuts while running routes is what Route Tech does. And Short and Elite is going to do pretty much the same thing. If we go over here to Short and Elite, if we can find it. It says improve catching on short passes inside the numbers. You guys are going to see some videos play out of these abilities in action in practice mode while I'm going through this. And Short and Elite gives you better route running on pretty much all routes inside the numbers, which is really, really going to help against man coverage. Man coverage has been the meta in this game for a very, very long time. It is starting to switch over to zone, but some of those pesky man blitzes that people really, really like to run online, like Spinner, Mike Blitz 0, Mid Blitz, Overstorm Brave, they can give you a lot of trouble, especially if you don't have these man-beating abilities on your receivers. Every single receiver / tight end on my field, even my starting running back, is going to have some kind of man-beating ability. Travis Kelce here has Route Tech. MARQUEZ VALDES-SCANTLIng has Route Tech and Short Out Elite. Short Out Elite, we'll get into that here in just a second. That's going to really help with man press. You guys are going to see a quick clip play over this, but it's going to really, really help with man press. If you guys are getting pressed off the line, Short Out Elite is going to light up as soon as you break that press animation. It's going to give you a crazy speed boost that's really going to help you get separation against press man coverage. So Short and Short Out Elite are probably the most necessary abilities on your receivers / tight ends, running backs, to beat man coverage. If you guys aren't playing against a lot of man coverage, you don't have to have it on everybody, but I really do recommend that you have it on majority of your receivers. if not all of your receivers. Like I said, my 3 starting receivers, MARQUEZ, VALDES-SCANTLING, Tyreek Hill, Anquan Bolden, Travis Kelce, and Warwick Dunn here are all going to have either short and elite or route tech, and then Tyreek Hill and MARQUEZ, VALDES-SCANTLIng also have short out elite to help against man press. It is really, really tough to beat man press, especially with route KOs, if you guys do not have short out elite. So I really recommend using that to your advantage. A lot of people don't know about this, but short out elite is the best way to beat press man coverage in this game. And last but certainly not least, we're going to get into quarterback abilities. Now, the quarterback abilities that I am currently using are Fearless, Immune to defensive pressure while in the pocket. If you don't have Fearless on your quarterback and your opponent has any kind of under pressures or they're sending any kind of heavy blitz at you, then it's going to be a long day for you. You're going to get under pressure inaccurates quite frequently, which can be very, very frustrating and lead to a lot of turnovers, interceptions, just missed passes in general. Under pressure inaccurate is something that you absolutely do not want to see in this game because it's always going to end badly for you. The second ability we're rocking on Patrick Mahomes here is Pass Lead Elite. Now, Pass Lead Elite and Set Feet Lead are very, very important abilities to be using in this game. We see increased throw power when leading bullet passes with Set Feet is what Set Feet Lead is going to do. Pass Lead Elite is like an upgraded version of it. It's increased throw power when leading bullet passes. You don't have to have your feet set, so that is what's going to help you with Pass Lead Elite as opposed to Set Feet Lead. It's really just whether or not your feet are set. Pass Lead Elite is going to give you that increased throw power when you are on the run as well. And it's going to be really, really important to use one of these two abilities because you're really going to zip the ball in there. And if you do not have one of those two abilities, you're going to float the ball pretty much every single time. These are completely necessary to have on your quarterback. Now, Hot Route Master, this is a completely optional thing. It really just depends on how you run your offense. But you're going to get 4 additional hot routes from every single receiver, whether that be at the tight end position, at the slot position, in the backfield, or on the outside. You're going to get additional hot routes for those respective receiver positions, and they're going to give you some of the best routes in the game, some of the best man-beating routes in the game, and zone-beating routes in the game. Usually you just have streaks and slants and whip routes, in and out routes, but if you have Hot Route Master, you're going to have access to crossers, posts, corner routes, angle routes, some of the best routes in the game you're going to be able to have access to with Hot Route Master. That is why it is so essential to use Hot Route Master on your quarterback if you can. It's really going to open up your offense quite a bit, and Gunslinger grants faster passing speed, and unlike Pass Lead Elite or Set Feet Lead, this year, Gunslinger does not give you additional throw velocity. What it does is just going to speed up your throw motion. So if you're having trouble getting the ball off with your quarterback, definitely try out Gunslinger. Gunslinger is going to help you get the ball out of your hands faster, which, of course, is going to lead to a lot less turnovers, a lot less sacks. It's something that if you can get it on your quarterback, I really recommend using it. You don't have to use it depending on the release of your quarterback, but if your quarterback does not have a great release, Gunslinger is going to be completely essential to getting the ball out of his hands. Now let's move on to the defensive side of the ball. All right, let's start with the defensive line. Run stopping abilities. There are a few different run stopping abilities in this game that are very, very overpowered. The first one is inside stuff. Quicker run sheds against inside zone plays. That's really any run to the inside or any run even with the pulling guard is going to count as an inside run. And that's going to help you basically get a free shed on any of those run plays, and you're going to blow it up in the backfield a lot of the time. If you're really having trouble against the run and you're an ultimate team, you can put 4 inside stuffs on your line, and any of those inside zone runs are going to get blown up pretty much immediately. Now, opposite of inside stuff, we do have no outsiders, which is on Carl Banks here. Quicker run sheds against outside zone plays. That's things like stretches, pitches, any of those like buck sweeps, any of those kind of runs. No outsider is going to light up, and it's going to give you the same kind of shed animation that you get with inside stuff, except it's going to work on some of those stretch runs, which are some of the better runs in the game. Now, let's talk about pass rush abilities. The best pass rush ability in the game is probably Edge Threat Elite. Edge Threat Elite gives you dominant edge rush moves and increased QB pressure. It's basically Edge Threat, Edge Threat, and under pressure put together. Under pressure, larger area of effect for QB pressures and disruption. And you guys see, if your opponent does not have edge protectors, edge threat is going to absolutely dominate their defensive line. It's really, really overpowered. It's going to give you immediate sheds almost every single play, and they're going to have a very, very long day with their offense if they do not have edge protectors out there and you do have an edge threat. The second best pass rushing ability in the game is probably double or nothing. Double or nothing grants dominant pass rush wins at twice the cost. There are pass rush points in this game, respectively. With the offensive line, there are pass rush resistance points. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but you do get dominant pass rush wins at twice the cost. So you use double the pass rush points, but you're going to get those instant sheds, which is going to lead to really, really quick sacks, and it's going to be a long day for your opponent. If you have double or nothing and edge threat stacked, and they don't have an edge protector, they're going to be in for a very, very long day. One other thing that helps with pass rush points is defensive rally. Adds a pass rush point to all linemen on 3rd and 4th down. This can really help you get to the quarterback on 3rd and 4th down. Pass rush points and pass rush resistance are how this game works with the pass rush. It's a long thing that I can get into in a later video, but you can see, if you click the right buttons, you can see your pass rush points on all of your players. If you're clicked onto a D lineman, it's going to show you guys how many pass rush points they have. They're going to get an extra one if you do have a defensive rally on the field on 3rd and 4th down. And that can definitely help with sheds on some of those bigger downs in the game. And let's talk about DB abilities. Lastly, now really this just depends on your scheme, but Pick Artist is one of those abilities that a lot of people get it for free in Madden Ultimate Team, and it's going to help you hold on to interceptions that you would never hold on to regardless of who you have out there if you didn't have Pick Artist on that player. Pick Artist is one of those things where you're going to catch those like crazy jumping, get tackled by 3 people in the air interceptions, and it's basically going to make it to where you will never ever drop a pick, which is super key in this game because you guys drop interceptions all the time. If you don't have Pick Artist, it's going to help you catch some of those tipped interceptions that you guys will see a lot out there, especially if you do have KOs on the field. We see that I have medium and deep route KO here on Jaylen Watson. Medium route KO, improved knockouts in man versus deep routes. Deep routes are going to be any routes on the field, in or outside the numbers, 20 plus yards down the field. Medium routes are going to be 10 to 20 yards. Short routes are going to be under 10 yards. But I think deep and medium route KO are probably the best man coverage abilities. Other than Inside Shade. Inside Shade is a very, very good man coverage ability. Inside Shade is basically going to cancel any of those abilities like Short and Elite that grant you better cuts on certain routes with route running or route tech. It's basically the counter to that. Inside Shade, faster reaction to receiver cuts inside the numbers. Now, I'm currently not using anybody that has Inside Shade because all the Inside Shades in the game currently that get it for a discount are a little bit too slow for my liking. So Inside Shade paired with route KOs can be a very, very overpowered thing. It can really help you dominate man coverage. Adversely, if you have a zone scheme, one of those things that can really help you in zone coverage is deep out zone KO. We can look down here, deep out zone KO, improve reaction / knockouts in deep outside zones. If you guys run a zone coverage scheme, I really recommend that everybody that plays in a deep zone has deep out zone KO. Now, you might ask why you don't want deep in zone KO. Deep in zone KO is only going to work in between the hashes. Deep out zone KO is going to work on the whole rest of the field. It doesn't matter what zone your player is in. They could be in a deep hard flat that just drifts 20 plus yards down the field. If they are outside the hashes in any kind of zone, deep out zone KO is going to light up. You're going to get a quicker reaction when the ball is thrown. You're going to get to the ball faster, and you're going to knock it out if you touch that receiver within a couple steps of him catching the ball. Zone KOs, man KOs are the key to offense or to defense in this game. It's really going to make man coverage and zone coverage way more usable. Otherwise, offense would be extremely overpowered. So if you guys run a zone scheme, I recommend that you have deep out zone KOs all over the field. Additionally, you can have flat zone KOs. Flat zone KOs are really going to help if you do have players that are in the flats quite a bit. Flat zones are going to be considered anything under 10 yards, and mid-zone KO is going to work on anything from 10 to 20 yards. So these are the abilities that you absolutely need to be using online, whether you play in CFMs, whether you play online in Madden Ultimate Team. These are the abilities that are really going to help you take your game to the next level and really help you win games. Now, I know for a lot of you guys that are more experienced with this game, you guys already know that. But the last thing we're going to go over are kicker abilities. Probably the best kicker ability is Zen Kicker, slower kicking meter for all kicks over 45 yards. Focus kicker is going to be opposite of that. It's going to be any kick under 45 yards. Clutch kicker, immune to the ice the kicker effect. Basically, you're going to get iced if somebody calls a timeout before like 11 seconds left in the game, and you try to kick like a game-winning field goal or game-tying field goal, you're going to get iced and your kick meter is going to go away. Clutch kicker is going to cancel that out, and then precision kicker grants you full vision of the kicking arc. It's basically going to let you keep your arc on that screen the whole time. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope something in this video helped you guys out, whether you're newer to the game or whether you're an experienced player and you guys didn't know about something like deep in or deep out zone KO, or short out elite is a very, very new ability. It's not a new ability, but what it does against man press is something that a lot of people don't know about because it was added into the game very, very recently. So I hope this helped, guys. If it did, drop a like in the video. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you're notified for all incoming Madden 23 Ultimate Team content from your boy. It's Killer Cam Friend. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.